of the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship. Kanata comes up short.
The Texas Tech team is as good a team at scouting your offense as anybody in the Big 12. Good stop, first possession.
Keenan Evans in the post against the Big 12 Defensive Player of the 2 years running, and look who ends up with the basketball. Daxter Miles lobs it.
And Harris, who started every game this year, goes to the line. Wesley Harris had a...
West Virginia gets set up off the miss.
Their press last night against Baylor was outstanding. They kept the pressure on. They rotated players in.
And there's Press Virginia with a trap near midcourt. Ahmad and Harris bottled it up. Odiase now in the post. Goes to work, muscles it hooked up. That's off the mark. Harris with the rebound. Kanate, step back, short. Keenan Evans thought about a three. Justin Gray along two. Jumping up in the air and coming down.
Yeah, almost traveled.
Was Javon Carter, as the Red Raider fans were looking for a travel. That's short for Harris. Odiase down on the ground. Kanate thinks with him for it.
Bob Knight, a great influence on him. He spent 10 years in Lubbock as an assistant to Bob and Pat Knight. And the defense and the ball movement, very similar.
Culver tries to go coast to coast and does. The first points for Texas Tech. That's a freshman that NBA scouts are taking note of.
They are. Yep, and Harris and Smith as well. Texas Tech had a veteran team to come into this year, but they've allowed these two freshmen to be the second and third leading scorers.
Thanks, Kanate down the lane. Finger roll is good.
And Jarrett Culver is out of Lubbock, Texas, so he really wasn't on the national radar. Homegrown player who's been outstanding as a freshman.
Shot clock winding down for Keenan Evans. Forces one up. Rainbow jumper, no good. Zaire Smith way up in the air for the offensive rebound. And Culver knocks it.
That was a pogo stick rebound by Zaire Smith. Kick out to Culver.
Ahmad, the beneficiary.
That's the plan. That's how good they are, and Chris Beard is okay with that.
Davide Moretti comes on at point guard as he will give a brief rest to Keenan Evans. And Zach Smith is in the lineup for Texas Tech. He, of course, spent a good portion of the year on the bench with a broken foot in his 13 games, just trying to work his way back into their rotation before postseason here. Backdoor and the reverse for Naeem Stevenson. That's a nice feed from Tommy Hamilton.
Absolutely. When you backdoor cut, you always want to finish the cut so the passer knows you're not going to stop in mid-stride. Well executed.
Daxter Miles.
Got so big, Bob. Daxter Miles has been on fire over the last few weeks. You know, he was shooting 25% behind the arc. In the last few games, Virginia's going to get out into those passing lanes, and you have to take advantage of back cutting and getting some easy ones.
Good hands by Ahmad. Naeem Stevenson tracks down the loose ball, but then throws it away, trying to find Hamilton. The percentage of possessions they have in years past, but so far tonight, it's been almost 100% of possessions. You surprised by that at all?
Not really, no, because you know what? It's tournament time. They pressed Baylor terrifically last night. They don't have the depth of guards that they had when they instituted that defense 4 years ago.
West Cannon. Hamilton's got the rebound.
Well, I actually talked to some of the West Virginia players about that pressure and how their legs felt after playing late last night against Texas. They said they're so used to this by now.
And playing games is actually a break for them. It's a rest. It's only 40 minutes. Now this offense, everybody touches it. Yep.
Beetle Bolden ripped it away from Smith.
That came in under Tubby Smith, Zach Smith. He's been an all-conference player. You mentioned the injuries, but Tubby Smith in years.
15 games into the season, Zach Smith broke his foot, missed 13 games. 3 out of the last 4, he hit it sparingly, misses a couple at the line. But after being honorable mention all Big 12 the last 2 years, he was a preseason first-team All-League selection. Everyone thought he was going to have a huge year. So that is a big-time player for Chris Beard to get at the end of the year. If there's any way they can round his game into shape, imagine in the NCAA tournament what he could give this group.
Well, he gives them great depth and experience. That's the start.
Hamilton from the wing. Yes!
We've seen a nice start for Tommy Hamilton, a big man, 6'11", who can knock down threes, and we've seen his passing acumen as well.
Logan Rouse out to the corner, extra pass to West. Hamilton a rebound.
West should have shot the open one. He walked into a contested shot. All 5 cut and move, and the big men can handle it.
Keenan Evans with the land.
That's what you call inverting your offense. Bigs out, littles in.
Ahmad, in and out. Zach Smith is going to wait for some help and get trapped. Naeem Stevenson connects. Timeout Mountaineers.
You're ready. You'll be strong with the ball. You'll attack. He kept building this positive mindset into his group today that they're ready for anything that Bob Huggins will throw at them. Now, he's not officially in the Hall of Fame, but I think it was safe that he said he was a Hall of Fame.
He will be.
He's on his way. Only a matter of time. And only a matter of time before Javon Carter.
All Big 12, first team all academic.
Chris Kramer at Purdue, Aaron Craft at Ohio State, and Javon Carter, the only 3 major conference players to be all defensive team in their major conference all 4 years that they play. I have heard you say more than once about Javon Carter. No one has faster hands in college basketball without fouling than Carter. Now he's got 2.
That's usually the case, Bob.
So I jinxed him.
Watch the moving and cutting now. Ball moves quicker than the dribble.
Shot clock winding down. Zaire Smith splits a double team. Tries to dunk it. And Bolden, who takes more charges than any other player for West Virginia. How about the toughness? The hard outer shell, just like a beetle. That's why Grandma gave him that name. He is at the scorer's table, shaking it off, ready to come right back in.
Is the worst game of his life last night. He played 1 minute, registered 0 stats. He said, I felt so bad because my teammates always have my back, and last night I didn't have theirs. He has vowed to be a much better player today. He said, I was making mistakes I don't normally make. I won't do that tonight.
Big shot.
Dexter Miles' last 43s, he's knocked down 20. He has been on fire in the last couple weeks of the season.
Bolden gets the steal. And it in over Culver. And here comes the press again. Red blocked by Canate.
That is all instinct from Canate. They do not practice blocking shots with him.
Bolden gets Odiasi, caught on a switch, goes right around it, lays it in. It's a 9-0 Mountaineer run.
And Beetle Bolden has already made up for last night.
How about the hustle from Bolden? We'll be keeping our eyes on that one, Kevin. No doubt about it. Duke and Carolina, Chapter 3. And Duke handled the absence of Marvin Bagley tremendously well. They won all 4 games when he was out. Let's see how they do without the depth of Duval in the backcourt. As Evans lines up at 3. And the long rebound out to Wesley Harris.
Ron Carter with 2 fouls. Be very interesting to see if he sits the entire half. A lot of it will depend on Beetle Bolden and the way he's gotten off to a great start today.
Canate, deep hook shot, in and out. The tip up by Allen almost went. Brandon Francis able to corral the rebound. Teddy Allen almost with a prayer of a tip-in. Stevenson away from the screen, creates space. Fadeaway's too. Another rebound for Harris.
Texas Tech's going to give you man-to-man defense 95% of the time.
Bolden is up short for 3. Thought he got bumped.
I thought he was a good challenge by Odiasi, the big guy. Got a hand up.
Odiasi set the screen, but Stevenson picked up his dribble, so now he needs help from the big man and gets it back. 10 to shoot. Now the screen there. Keenan Evans, 5 to shoot. Gonna try to create with the left hand, short. Here comes Bolden. To Canate. Offensive foul. New York Life ACC Tournament Championship game would be next.
And in the ACC, Bob, because of the schedule, the unbalance, Virginia beat Duke at Duke. They also beat North Carolina in Charlottesville. They've only met 1 time each. Virginia ran away with the ACC again this year, 3rd time in 4 seasons.
Stevenson, blocking foul on Bolden.
That's what we're left with. And obviously, in a year where Virginia's so good, you'd love to see them play Duke and Carolina more than once. But that's the way it is in every power. A great league for us to cover.
But practice today, Bob Huggins was lamenting that fact in relation to Baylor. Now Joe Lunardi has Baylor well on the outside. I mean, not even considered one of the first 4 out, like next 4 out. So well off the bubble, and yet just about all of their losses this year, good losses playing in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good defense. Look at Tom Hamilton. Big fella moving his feet.
Here comes Naeem Stevenson. Off to Smith. Zaire Smith. Way in the air to hang from the rim.
He went to the penthouse on that one. But Tommy Hamilton on the offensive end tonight with some nifty passing and a three. And that time moving his feet against Javon Carter, the transfer from DePaul. And that's why they haven't missed Zach Smith quite as much, Bob, because of their depth.
Deals here in the Big 12 tournament. He'll also set the single season record. So that baseball path and the Golden Glove paying off on the basketball court.
Yeah, and he hit 600 in intramural softball last spring, I heard, Bob, at West Virginia.
Fades away here. The one-hander won't go, but Amon's there to clean it up. You can see with that athleticism, that build, quick hands, why he'd be a great baseball player.
Absolutely. I think he'd be pretty good in a few sports. And in this league and in his career, he's been a shutdown defender.
But Dana Holgerson might want him out there, locking up one-on-one with somebody out on the perimeter. Evans banks it home.
Another assist from Tommy Hamilton, whose father played at DePaul. Like Tommy did, also played in the NBA. Legendary high school player from Chicago.
Ahmad, the triple team, bad decision. Hit the underside of the rim, and he's now behind the play. Culver with a lane. Back up to Hamilton.
Good ball movement.
Now it's Culver in the corner. Offensive rebound by Gray.
Exactly what Justin Gray does.
Smith alone underneath. Another great by Tommy Hamilton.
And right now he's playing with Zach Smith, who, as you mentioned earlier, is still a little bit rusty, but Chris Beard said today he's got a lot of confidence in his senior.
You saw the quarterback in the house, by the way. Patrick Mahomes, the presumptive starter for the Chiefs, here to cheer on his old alma mater.
Nell went, but just a guy that has bought in. By the way, Bob, has had to sacrifice because of those two outstanding freshmen, both playing his wing position.
Hamilton at three. By the way, that dunk by Zach Smith got him to 1,000 career points. Right on the nose. Harris a three. Yes.
3 points for Wesley Harris.
He's gaining more confidence, Wesley Harris, but I mentioned earlier he started every game, so Bob Huggins has confidence in him.
Hesitation dribble by Evans. Finish with the left hand. Wesley Harris, the trailer. Shot fake and the pull-up. Francis off the feed from Stevens. Carter leans in. That won't go.
Ball needs to go side to side for Texas Tech to be effective. And that's what Keenan Evans is signaling for.
5 to shoot. Naeem Stevenson. Shuffle his feet. 3-point lead for Texas Tech. West
Off those assists, responsible for 61% of the offense, and that's a guy coming off the bench, which speaks to the depth of Texas Tech.
Dexter Miles hits another three.
Bob, for the first 2.5 months of the season, he made 25 of his first 100 threes. Since then, he's been on fire over 50% the last 2 weeks. West Virginia very reliant on making shots to set up their pressure.
Evans gonna have to put one up. Shot clock winding down, a long two, and a long rebound. Here comes Carter. Javon Carter. Off to Issa Ahmad. He draws the foul.
In Beckley, West Virginia, after they signed, they became friends. They didn't know each other. They've been together for 4 years. They've been roommates in terms of games played.
That's the first for West Virginia since we were about 2.5 minutes in. So what was once a 9-point lead for Texas Tech, that's gone. The Mountaineers up by 1. Push called on Logan Ralph.
He knew that they have such depth on their bench. And we've seen him go to his bench a little earlier and more often. We've seen more players rotate in. I think that the normal rotation for West Virginia, 1, because he knows Texas Tech has guys rolling in and he wants to keep his guys fresh for the second half. 2, because it's the second of back-to-back days after press Virginia. So a smart move by Bob Huggins.
And Holly, if people haven't seen Texas Tech this year, they've been so good when they've been at full strength, and we're seeing a lot of that tonight.
Miles after his own miss, saves it. Issa Ahmad gave it up to Bender, back out to Carter. The hustle by Virginia creates a 3.
No hesitation from Carter and a good kick out by Bender.
Evans leans it too strong. Bender the rebound. Here comes Carter. Baxter Miles back to Carter in the corner, but he traveled. This current drought for Texas Tech has allowed a 13-point turnaround. They went from 9 up to 4 down, coming up on a minute to go in the half. Ryan Stevenson, hand checked by Bender. No, it looked like Bender. Offensive foul called on Issa Ahmad. To be the story of that league this year, and the story certainly making it to the semifinals.
Picked 13th in the preseason poll. Rick Barnes knows a lot about the Big 12. 2 days after he was fired at Texas, he was hired at Tennessee. It turned out to be a terrific hire.
That was down from Moretti.
We've talked about the other 2 freshmen, but Moretti's had some big moments this year. The young man from Bologna, Italy. They think he's going to be a good player when the seniors graduate.
Not much of a differential. So Beetle Bolden dribbles it down to 10 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Ahmad goes away from the screen. Blocking foul called on Moretti. Issa Ahmad now 1 of 3 at the line. 2.5 seconds.
On the walk on.
Misses them both. Good if it goes, long distance, and way off the mark for Justin Gray. But still for the second half with a smooth-looking bank shot. Both teams in the first half, 10 for 25 from the field. Both teams 4 of 8 from 3.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason it's a low-scoring game, these teams are locked in on the scouting reports. They take away your strengths. But right off the bat, Canate, good set play by Bob Huggins, getting them an easy one.
cutting, getting yourself open, and that possession right there was a perfect example of that. Guys standing on the wing with the ball and just like not getting any help. Somebody's got to come help these guys and make that initial cut.
One thing I'd like to see, Bob, is for Texas Tech to get the ball going side to side. You want to make the blue jerseys move side to side so you can open up driving opportunities.
Culver down the lost it. Taken away by Ahmad. Here comes Wesley Harris. And he'll wait for some help. Penate has it stolen away by Culver. Keenan Evans fouled by Dax Miles.
And will try to become the 3-time NCAA indoor high jump champion.
So you're saying if mom tried to hide the cookies on the top shelf, they're not staying in the Culver house.
Great.
Right, like one of those guys is going up to get them.
It's all about food with you, Bob. I noticed that.
It's a pattern.
It's a good one. Now, this Texas Tech team has a terrific lineage of players whose dads, relatives, really good athletes.
Penate, no. Harris.
Wesley Harris came from the top of the key and recognized that ball was coming off, and that's what his job is. See, this ball has got to get swung to the other side. Otherwise, they're going to play 2-on-5.
Shot clock winding down. Culver, straightaway 3. That's way short.
This should be a post-up, but it's not.
Instead, it's a 3. The back tap, and Culver's got it for Tech.
It should have been a post-up, Bob. I told you.
Culver down the lane, takes the bump, finishes, plus the foul. Senior in high school last year in Lubbock, averaged 28 a game and hit our radar. He was number 8 on our ESPN 100. Our ESPN recruiting guys had Jared Culver ranked as the 8th best prospect in the state of Texas, but stayed home and went to Texas Tech.
And that's underrated. There were not 79 better players in the country, but because of where he was in West Texas, he kind of did fly under the national radar.
Carter lost it. Taken away by Keenan Evans. He glides in. Can't finish, but he'll go back to the line as he draws.
When you think about the Big 12, yes, Kansas gets some one and done. Texas has gotten it, but by and large, they're guys like Evans and Miles and Carter who got better every year. That's great coaching.
Evans has that one, but free throw shooting has not been all coaches. They're going to look at those free throw numbers at the end of the game and think about what could have been if you come up a couple of points short.
But I'm okay with that because West Virginia in conference play shoots 81% from the line, so I'll take those law of averages.
Miles hits another ball.
8 for 10 in a tournament from behind the arc for the young man from Baltimore. 8 for 10. Boy, if you had him in a draft pool, you could be doing well.
Culver can't fix. Trying to hang from the rim was Zaire Smith. Here comes Miles. Heat check for Miles. He's up short. Zach Smith with the rebound.
You know, if you had one of those tournament pools where you take players and counted up the points, you'd love to have that kid. A little more flow right now, both ways offensively. You see the ball moving a little bit better.
Miles down the lanes, can't score it. And a foul called on Lamont West.
Were in place before he got there, but he's done a good job coaching them. And the other thing I love, his 5 seniors, he told them after senior night in the locker room, when we win the championship and get...
You compliment the coach who you replaced, and obviously Tubby Smith is a great coach, and that's what you call security in yourself. Feeling secure about your own coaching ability, but you can acknowledge a coach who's had success.
Doesn't always happen.
And I can tell you it doesn't happen.
Keenan Evans tied up, held ball. Defensive fouls on West Virginia in the second half. Tech hasn't fouled yet. All alone, it's Francis for three. Miles for two. Canate keeps it alive, draws the foul. That's the first of the second.
He's got a brood of brothers that have played college basketball as well.
Basketball after he followed some of his brothers over to the U.S. So his really first serious exposure to basketball was when he got to high school and came over to the U.S.
Well, it's assistant coach Eric Martin, who handles the big guys. He's been a big brother to Sags Canate, and has not only worked on his offensive game, but just his temperament. And remember, Martin was the guy that played on Bob Huggins' first Final Four team and understands how to play for Bob Huggins. Don't think that isn't important.
Hamilton to Stevenson, tied up by Carter. Forced one up, no good. And Sags Canate takes it away. Javon Carter blocked by Hamilton. Keenan Evans will drive it with the left hand. He can't finish. Brandon hits his kick. Tied for the fifth time.
Got the feeling we're going to have 14 more minutes of hand-to-hand combat. Both of these teams are built with the same DNA, toughness.
Canate in the post, 5 to shoot. Back outside, Carter. Got a three.
That time he caught the ball and looked to the middle of the floor. And when you look middle, you see 90% of the floor. And that time he saw the open caught shot down. Fun part for us, Bob, as we watch these guys through the years. How good will Canate be as a junior and senior?
Hamilton, the only player that stayed on the floor for Texas Tech. 4 new players in the game. Here's Justin Gray. And now it's Culver. Reverse, good.
Oh, is he going to be good? In the game in Morgantown, when they were without 3 starters, when they started to need offense, Jared Culver took over and he had his career-high 26. He has a sense of the moment.
Zaire Smith tripped up. And that's the third on Dax Miles. Tommy Hamilton fades away. How could it be?
Oh, yeah. That was good defense, too.
He's got 5 points, but tacked on 6 assists. He has created a lot of offense for Texas Tech. Straightaway 3 for Carter. He's clean.
Here comes that pressure. Tommy Hamilton at 6'11" relieves it by handling the ball. Pretty good strategy by Chris Beard.
Hamilton can't catch up to the pass from Moretti at 6 Eastern here in Kansas City, followed by the New York Life ACC Championship. Then Sunday they play in St. Louis for the SEC title. Hopefully you'll join us for all 3 championship games. Zaire Smith gives it up to Cope, and that draws Texas Tech within 3.
Out of a timeout, they tried to run a play, and team wasn't paying attention because it was the first time tonight Texas Tech went to a zone. Now they show zone, and they're back into man-to-man. Little trickeration by Chris Beard. He did that on the opening play of the Kansas game in Lubbock.
8 to shoot. Down to 5. Carter in the corner, looking for another 3. That one's right. Pablo shoots him. Fran Fraschilla, Ali Rowe, here in Kansas City at the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship. And exactly the game that we expected. If you get a basket, you earned it against both of these 2 teams the way they play defense.
Yeah, you are correct.
Culver on the drive. Great hands by Carter. Nice try on the follow by Zaire Smith. And a good rebound for Lamont West.
And Smith never really got both paws on that ball to get it up at the rim. That little switch in defenses has thrown West Virginia into a little bit of a tizzy here for a couple possessions.
Carter flips one up, won't go. Saved nicely by Wesley Harris. Don't like us.
Well, that's the only people that don't like us are the fans of both teams, Bob. There's a correlation here.
You sensing a pattern?
Yes.
Holly likes us.
I would like for you guys to speak for yourselves, because I think the fans of both of these teams like some of us.
Oh, they love you, Holly,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
You're never included in that 6%. As a sophomore, 33%. As a junior, down to 30%, 32% total this year. But he can be streaky, and boy, has he been on the right side of streaky over the last couple of weeks.
You know why he's been streaky good lately? Al said, well, I'm going to have to earn my spot back. And he has. And boy, is he knocking down shots.
Dexter Miles took that to heart. He said, I wasn't that upset to not be in the starting lineup because part of it was health related. He got ill, and then he had an ankle injury that kind of limited him. So he understood Coach Huggins' decision. But what he did when he got back healthy is he got in the gym. He said, I would do 2-a-day practices in the gym by myself before practice, and then I would do another night session. So that's 4 times a day he was getting into the gym to get up extra shots. And since then, he's been averaging almost 13 points a game to complement that hard work that paid off. So, it was a little bit of motivation being out of the starting lineup, but more importantly, he got healthy and got in the gym.
Foul called away from the ball on Hamilton.
Terrific at the high post, and that's what you do with the motion offense. You can put your big guy anywhere on the court you want.
Another 3 for Dexter.
That speaks to him living in the gym. And by the way, he's an excellent student too, for anybody who thinks he spends all his time in their gym.
Another rebounds for Wesley Harris. Here comes Javon Carter. He attacks Hamilton. Hamilton got a piece.
It's one thing to be a good shooter or get hot, another thing to get hot at the right time, like in a conference tournament.
Even the handoffs in this game are contested and tough. In the corner, looking for a long-range jump. Finding it is Justin Gray.
That is not his strength, 24%, but shot it confidently.
That is his 6th made 3 this season, and it comes at a big time.
He made a couple big ones at Allen Fieldhouse to start the season. That big win over Kansas.
Carter. That trip ends up short. And a foul on Harris. offensive rebound. Zaire Smith. And he gets the foul on Canate.
And he said it helps him with that jumping and being strong under the basket. Much stronger than you'd think for his size.
Aren't too many 6'5" tailbacks.
No. I'll tell you what's interesting. Zaire's dad to play football his 5th year, and he was a terrific special teams guy. And so, I mentioned it earlier, Texas Tech filled with...
And the stadium is named after you? You know you did a good job. Ahmad's got to be careful with the basketball. Giddens, a runner against the backboard. It falls through.
Just like you drew it up, Bob.
Hamilton, a rare miss with a pass. Here's Miles. This would be a rare miss. Finds the bottom again.
We saw Malik Newman in the first game. First 2 games that should be heating up. And how about Daxter Miles?
5 triples for Miles. And Chris Beard,
Morgantown.
#1 pick in the draft, DeAndre Ayton.
I believe so. It's 3 months away. A lot can change, but that young man has had an amazing year. And the most impressive thing to me, Bob, is he plays hard on both ends of the floor.
It's to Culver. Rebound, run down by Javon Carter. Speaking of playing hard at both ends of the floor, that encapsulates these 2 teams.
Oh, there's no question. And I like what Tech is doing as far as getting ready for next week. These teams are going to be a handful in the NCAA tournament. I think Tech can go. I honestly think they can get to the Elite 8. And if West Virginia's making shots the way Miles and Carter have, they can as well.
Ryan Stevenson lost it out of bounds, knocked out.
I walked into West Virginia's practice and they all said, "Heel, heel."
Stevenson blocked by Canate. Miles. Fouled shooting a 3.
Now, look, guys, we're running out of time. He said, who's the best player on West Virginia? And they all answered Javon Carter, and he told them the score that he has. He said, who's the best 3-point shooter right now in West Virginia? They all answered Daxter Miles. So he said, we have to play and get stops. Pay more attention to Javon Carter and Daxter Miles. And then on the offensive end, he said, look, we're in the bonus. I want you driving the basketball every single time.
At 3, like his coach wanted, he committed that foul, an era of commission.
2 of 3 at the line for Miles. Still the largest lead for West Virginia. Up to 8. Culver crosses over. Score the bucket. Blocking foul called on Issa Ahmad.
The Garden against Seton Hall, he came out on the court. He looks like an NBA player. He's not there.
21 years in the Big 12 championship. Texas Tech has been to the championship game 1 time. Of course, West Virginia's been there the last 2 years in a row, looking for a 3rd straight trip. Miles straight away. That's off the mark. And they have yet to win a Big 12 championship tournament title. West is in. That's blocked. Zaire Smith got a hand on it. Here comes Evans. Evans slows up. Finger roll.
Oh, that was a tough shot in traffic. Really good spin on that ball. And a great block to start it by Zaire Smith.
Canate off balance. Stevenson. Bang! Caught overtime.
First guy Chris Beard signed when he got the job. Naeem Stevenson all look like freshmen.
faces up, leans in, scoring. Texas Tech has not had the lead since we had a little over 5 minutes to go in the first half.
5-guard offense. Think about that. They're spreading the floor with 5 guards.
Culver gets to the baseline, draws the foul. A lot of contact after the whistle.
And you can handle, shoot it, and make shots.
And it's the double bonus. They've got 2 more to give in the final 4 minutes.
Oh, with Konate going out now, the only guy they have to worry about inside with the smaller lineup is Issa Ahmad. And we'll see if Bob Huggins goes inside. Gray on Ahmad, so they're going to look that way. Watch.
Carter leans in, tries the foul, score it! A chance for a 3-point play. 6. Big 12 championship game. There's Javon Carter at the free throw line. Good play to put West Virginia on top by 2. Bob Wischusen and Fran Fraschilla. Ollie Rowe with you for the last 4 minutes.
Lucky to get it in. Zaire Smith actually went to call timeout. Remember, West Virginia's 10 fouls, so everything from here is 2 shots for Texas Tech.
Shot clock winding down. Culver a long way from the goal. 4 to shoot. He's going to have to force one. Instead, it's Evans. Just about banked it home. Great defense by West Virginia.
Got a mismatch with Ahmad. Let's see if they go to it. Looks like they're going to spread.
Carter spins. A little too strong off the window. Naeem Stevenson gets tied up with Harris, and Harris called for the foul.
Not a smart play by...
Stevenson, a 70% free throw shooter. Texas, they're 9 for 15.
Substitution there because with Konate and Ahmad in the game, Chris Beard needs a little more size.
He's walking Culver right back to the table. Konate, jump hook, yes.
Credit that to assistant coach Eric Martin because they've spent 2 years on that jump hook over the left shoulder, and it is just about automatic.
Zaire Smith able to get it to the middle. Now it's Keenan Evans. Check that Stevenson. Back to Smith. Ended up with the other Smith. The law firm connects inside. And Sack able to finish. And it's a 1-point game. Timeout called by Bob Huggins.
The reason you like to go inside here is because if you miss, you still have a chance to get to the foul line.
Carter drives it. It's blocked by Gray. Konate's got it. Lays it up. As the shot clock was about to expire.
And he went over the left shoulder on that side as well. Good recognition with the clock low.
Foul on Daxter Miles, and that's 4 on Daxter Miles. So at this game, Keenan Evans with a miss at the line. Gray went over the back, and Keenan Evans came.
That means Gray on Konate. Texas Tech likes to trap in these situations around the midcourt line. They choose not to.
Foul on Gray. That's it for the fouls to give. That's number 7.
About 40 pounds. Gray's technique was really good until the very end, and then he pushed off. Chris Beard did not like that call.
Two-possession game with 1:11 to go.
Now it's about stops for West Virginia. You've got a couple great defenders out there, one at the rim and one on the ball.
Keenan Evans, tough shot, gets it to go, plus the foul.
You score.
Wow.
He can't believe it.
2-point game.
Don't need to foul, you need to stop. And with a small lineup, you got to get 5 guys on the glass if you're Texas Tech. For West Virginia, Javon Carter loves these situations if they can't get it inside.
Carter, 5 to shoot. He'll drive it, wrap a pass for Kanate. Out of bounds. Kansas for the Big 12 championship. 3 seconds to shoot for West Virginia. It's into Dax Miles, fades away. Culver's got it. Shot clock turned off.
Big time stop by Culver. Where's Evans?
Here he got it. Evans, contested 3, way short. Zaire Smith keeps it alive, stolen by Miles. 6 seconds to go. Dexter Miles is fouled. Tech can get a 3 off.
He may have done that, but he also doesn't want to jinx his foul shooter. So let's see how the first one goes.
It is still a 1-and-1 for Miles. And he's got it. It all hinges on this free throw from Dexter Miles. He didn't get it. Gray's got it for Texas Tech. Will West Virginia foul? Nyan Stevenson mid-court. Just off the mark. West Virginia. They're going back to the championship game.